Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and I consider myself to be a little bit of a Pokemon MMO expert because I have almost 9,000 hours on PokeMMO with just one account, a few more 100 hours scattered here and there on alt accounts, and I've made over 3,000 videos on Pokemon MMOs, specifically mostly PokeMMO over the last few years or so. But the real question is, will those qualifications even matter today? Because I actually don't consider myself a Pokemon expert, even though I've spent that much time in those Pokemon games, because they're majority MMOs. I do consider myself a Pokemon MMO expert, but that's not exactly what we're jumping into today. This is Coromon. Coromon is a creature collector game on Steam. You can actually get it for around $5 right now on sale. This game released in 2022 and has very positive reviews and touts a exploration JRPG style of gameplay. So hey Patrouski, if this game came out in 2022, why are you only now giving your first impressions? That's a great question, observant viewer. So anyways, you could get Coromon on sale for about $5 or $20 when it's not on sale. And from my understanding, Coromon is not an MMO, but it does have online PvP play similar to traditional monster catchers or maybe even, I'll say the word, Pokemon games. I'm also going to use this in-game warning to give you guys a quick warning. This is a first impression. This is not a video where I spend 30 to 50 hours editing and reviewing and playing through the game in full to give you guys a total full picture of whether or not you should play this game. I'm telling you right now, up front, it is not a perfect full-on review. It is just a first impressions. However, I still find that first impressions are still extremely valuable in games because there are plenty of statistics that say that up to 60% of gamers quit a game in the first 1 hour of starting to play it. Even games they paid good money for. That's just how valuable our time is in the modern era. So I think it's something super important and a valuable resource to show a genuine player's first impressions. So without further ado, I hope this adds some value to you. I hope this helps you decide on whether or not you want to play or purchase this game. And let's go ahead and jump into Coromon. We immediately enter this dream state fight where our mother is trying to wake us, I assume in the morning for school, in typical monster catching sort of JRPG fashion, and it seems like this is sort of what the game is capable of. Games will often kind of do this, show you a little taste of in-game content to make you fight your way there. So we have a level 41 opponent and level 43 monster, I don't know what they're called in this game quite yet, that we're using. So this is a known tactic that game developers use when they want to showcase a game that has really good endgame, but maybe is a little bit grindier on the way to get there. It's a way to sort of give players that taste and make them actually want to push forward. So let's go ahead and look through our little UI, and already very, very visually based UI, which is interesting. In most monster catchers, you would see the name of the attack, like Tackle or Hydro Pump or whatever, and then you wouldn't see any image at all. They've gone to opt with a full-on image and then a text up at the top when you hover over it. Nothing really good or bad here yet, just interesting choices that separate itself from other monster catchers, which that in itself is a good thing. Even our fight option doesn't have text on it. It's just two punching golden gloves, which is kind of interesting. I wonder if they were looking to make this game playable across languages without needing necessarily a translation. It also looks like we have something called SP, which I'm assuming is some sort of overall mana source, as opposed to each move having a PP. We can head over to our items and see our inventory and also see our gold stack in the top right. We have access to some cakes, which restore some HP, some SP cakes as well, and some combi cakes, which restore HP and SP. And then at the bottom, you can once again see more visual menuing, seeing like the top here, the shirts to represent some sort of armor or outfits. I'm assuming this is some sort of healing things. Spinners. A spinner is designed to efficiently... Oh, no, sorry. So these are the catching mechanisms. Gotcha. Spinners are the catching mechanisms. You have something down here with a heart, and maybe it's more potions and such. Mushrooms and vials over here. Books or tomes. I'm assuming some sort of XP candy or rare candy type situation, and then I'm not sure what the cardboard box with the question mark is going to be. If we go over to our squad, we can actually see we have a second Pokemon in the back, so it's not just a 1v1, which is important to plan our fight around if we need to. We could also try to run in this first fight, which you can just successfully do. Dodging showing us any of the examples of the mechanics, but allowing the player to pick how they want to play the fight. That's very... Will it throw us right back into the fight? No, you can just run from that first fight. That's very funny. And you know what? I think I prefer that. Number one, it's funny to allow the player to have that actual choice and impact is interesting. Number two, I'd rather see the build-up. I'm a slow, long-term MMO kind of grinder and player. I'd rather see the build-up of combat and not. I'm honestly rather you not show me the end game little flash at the start. I don't need that little thing to understand that one day I can get there. I think it's cool to sort of see the long-term progression. And now we have our character creator. We have a few different skin tones, not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and pick the palest because obviously I don't go outside very much. We're going to go ahead and scroll up and you have so many tops. What? A pretty large amount of tops for a game like this. We'll go with purple. Purple, whatever this is, no sleeves. Sure, why not? We'll keep going over. We have eyewear. We have a lot. I'm shocked that the skin color options in comparison to the body tops and the eyes are a little funny, but maybe that just makes sense. I don't know. Next over to glasses. Should we do the creepy, I'm going to sell you something in a pill form in a club type glasses, or just the no glasses because we have 20/20 natural vision Giga Chad? We could stick to the natural, messy bedhead, very gamer look, or we could go a little more spiky, like the Island Boy from like Stardew Valley type look. I kind of like the Yu-Gi-Oh! We'll do the Yu-Gi-Oh! Look a little bit. Why not? How do we change our colors? The next, I guess, probably the paintbrush next to the hair. I like the little, once again, very visual menus. There's not much text going on, which I don't know. It's either number one, a stylistic choice, or number two, a pragmatic choice to have to not worry about translations. Either way, I don't mind it. It's actually like very, very interesting. Either way, it kind of works. And now we can pick our sort of facial hair. Maybe we can pick less head hair if we do a facial hair. You know what? Let's do the funny like little goatee and shmeemer. Okay, I like that. This will be our character. Hat. I mean, isn't that the best thing you've... Okay, never mind, we got it. That's oh, it's perfection. I sure do. You look great. Aw, they even give you compliments in this game. Well, that's a +1. Time to enter our name. We are Patrouski. For those who've never heard me say it somehow, I don't know how that'd be possible, but there we go. We do see an autosave feature in the bottom left-hand corner. I love the use of the dumb little emojis. Oh, so you can left-click and drag on screen to move, or WASD. I'm hardcore going to be WASD. I don't know why you'd ever want to do it, but like, I don't know. It's, why not give players the option? I like that it doesn't just happen. They purposefully added this little analog stick. I feel like that is a very, very intentional feature, like an above and beyond physical animation that really probably helps players guide themselves if they're using mouse. Pressing escape will bring us over to the menu. We can see our items. Over here, we can see headgear, skin tones, other... No, we don't have much right now. We have a phone in this game. That's kind of cool. 0 new messages because we have absolutely no bitches. All right, we're going to head over to the style shop. We have Coromon skins and character clothing. Is this going to be the premium shop becomes my question. And if there's going to be a premium shop and it's cosmetics, why not? I think that's a cool way for a game like this to get some extra money, even in a pay-to-play game. Like normally, especially like MMOs or whatever, I wouldn't be super, you're not super in favor of, most gamers are not in favor of a shop where you have to pay a premium currency, but you also have to buy the game. But if the premium currency is only allowing you to buy visual stuff, I don't really mind, especially in a single player game. That's kind of even an extra, like, oh, if you, personally, I can't see myself buying many visual things like this in a single player game, but maybe I'll get super attached and I'll really care about it. My point being that I think this is a super fine option, and this is probably something that I am the most critical about. When I judge a new Pokemon MMO or a new Pokemon type of game, I am the most critical on what premium shops are in that game, because that is one of the quickest things you'll see, is that there are so many Pokemon MMOs specifically that come and die very quickly because they are just meant to be cash grabs. They are just meant to cash in that people love the Pokemon franchise, they love the idea of there being a Pokemon MMO, and they love to cash in on that and get out, make a, you know, just good enough game that's usually not very good and won't sustain in the long term. The biggest thing I talk about with Pokemon MMOs is that most of them have unsustainable economies, which is the quickest way to kill an MMO. If a economy dies in an MMO, the game usually dies alongside with it. It seems like you do get gyms from just logging in, possibly. Daily bonus times 10, weekly bonus times 100. I'm not exactly sure. Daily milestones are not enabled yet. Enable now to keep checking the milestones. Send your game over to the servers, select blah, blah, blah. That's totally fine. Yeah, put me online. Yes, please. And now I can head over and claim my daily rewards. Daily rewards are another system in any sort of video game or any sort of game or app or whatever it may be that can be very good or very malicious. So for those who may not know, daily login rewards were initially created by companies to try to encourage players to build a habit of logging into a game every single day. This is why you see so many gacha games or games where you can spend a lot of currency very quickly, trying to encourage people to log in every day for the first week. Usually the first week, what was this, bind things? Usually the first week is the most important. They give you the best rewards because they know that if they can get you to log into a new game or anything for 7 days in a row or up to hopefully 28 days where you start building habits, that's how you start building addictions and habits. So daily login stuff can be malicious and can be getting people to log in every day to try to get them just to spend money and that's it. Or you can see it in games like, hopefully this, I just don't know yet, hopefully a game like this where they're just using it as an extra incentive for playing the game. But a game where you can earn the premium currency for free, even if slowly, just for visual effects, is a good one in my book. So let's continue onward. We have the world map, and this is beautiful. I love that they block out locations you haven't traveled to with the clouds. I assume that's what's happening here. I could be mistaken. That is a very in-world universe way to sort of do things. Next up, we have the logbook, which seems to act as a quest log. We also have achievements, which is something that I constantly advocate for other Pokemon MMOs to add. I think just an achievement log in-game can do absolute wonders for the long-term playability and really direction of a lot of games. People don't realize that a lot of people want to come home and kind of just turn their brain off and play video games a lot of the time. They don't always want to think through a ton of things, which has positives and negatives, but I think it's good to allow every game to play in both ways. I think it's good to encourage players to be able to turn their brain on and put in that extra effort and get extra reward in games, or someone be able to just come home, put their kids to bed, have an hour or two to play video games before sleep, and kind of just follow the logbook and do whatever quests they may need to do that day. Not everybody wants to make their own goals in a video game. It's something that I love to do personally, but you have to acknowledge that as a mass scale game most of the time, and it's good to give people a little bit of a nudge, a little bit of a direction, I'd say. But heading downstairs, we see a lot. I really like the sprite work in this game. This little pizza box over here, the knife block over here, the oven being on and flashing every now and again. The sprite work is really pretty. The little gamepad over here with, I assume, is possibly our brother or something. Can I beat him up because of that? Okay, older brother syndrome. Can I talk to my mom? Good morning. Good morning, Patrouski. You're looking sharp. I did put the frog hat on this morning, Mom. Thanks for noticing. You're finally becoming a Lux... Wait. You're finally going to become a Lux Soulless Battle Researcher. You couldn't have just said Coromon Master. This is a little Lux Soulless. To celebrate your new job, I made a reservation at your favorite breakfast place. Who has a favorite breakfast place? We can head there before going to the station. That sounds great. Okay, come on. Cool. Dexter, dear, please keep an eye on the cakes in the oven. Haha, those cakes are gonna burn. He's absolutely screwed it. Okay. They better have biscuits and gravy here. That's all I'm saying. Let's head over to get breakfast. They skipped the breakfast scene? Terrible game. 0 out of 10. That's my official rating. I'll see you guys next episode. It's kind of cute they even have that interaction then. I'm kind of surprised they even included that. It's kind of just a cute little extra lore thing to know that you often will eat breakfast with your mother, I guess, in game. So here we are, Patrouski, at the starting line of your own adventure. We're over at the train station. We're having a Hogwarts style of adventure, I see. A little sad to see you go. Even then, so looking at the emojis above their head as they talk, it also implies, once again, a very visual style of gameplay as opposed to text reading. This could just be like, oh, the developers are more of a visual learner, so they wanted to make a game for more visual learners as opposed to just full-on text-based things like a lot of JRPGs usually are. I think it's very, it kind of goes back into that theory of it's very interesting. You could not be able to read any of this and understand what's going on to a decent extent without needing a translation or needing to know the English language. I don't know if there is translations of this game. That's something I would love to look into now because now I'm so curious. From what I'm seeing, their translation list is quite strong. I think it's around 18 or more languages. So I don't know if this happened over time, if they had always planned to do this. I don't know if they just, even for, there's more languages, the 18 languages, for people who don't speak these languages, they really wanted this game to spread to as many people as possible. Maybe they wanted it to spread to, I don't know. But, I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's kind of just a cool stylistic choice at the end of the day, at the very worst, which is, not very bad or worse. I haven't really touched on it yet, but the music in this game is pretty nice. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but I wouldn't say it's by any means bad. I would say it's good. I would say it's a good Pokemon adjacent style of tune that has its own sort of characteristics as well. And then in typical Pokemon fashion, we are 10 years old, so we are plenty old enough to take care of ourselves. That's definitely how it works in the real world. The train is ready to depart, but first, a big hug. I like the wholesome little family stuff here. I don't know if that will play in. I don't know if she'll get captured later in the game. Like, this is some Mario-style thing with Bowser coming to take our princess. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to see. She even runs and chases the train for a step or two. Oh, man. Wow, once again, the pixel artwork, and you see a lot of there's a lot of, like, I don't want to say harsh, but like strong black borders around the pixel work, and it makes everything look much more defined. And some people are going to not like that. I like that a lot, honestly. I like the kind of harsher black borders around a lot of the pixel work. I think it makes things look more specific and intentional. There goes the train. Oh, and then if we hold down X, well, we can actually already have the running shoes, which I guess are displayed in the bottom right-hand corner. So that's kind of, we pitter-patter a little bit. Okay. Can I make it through this? How does this... Beautiful. Okay. I was worried that Z and X wouldn't be the default, but they do seem to be the default A and B buttons, which is what I use in most of my Pokemon just games. WASD and then Z and X. You can go mess with this globe. A floating globe doesn't even work. So they do give you a little bit of a interaction with something that was animated on stream. This looks difficult, bro. It's a computer. You just told your mom you could take care of yourself. You don't know how to work a Dell desktop? Okay, let's go talk to this lady. Hello and welcome to the Lux Solus campus. How may I assist you? My name is Patrouski. I'm starting out as a battle researcher today. A new colleague. Oh, we're literally getting employed. Oh, this is straight up. This is a straight up child labor game. Okay, maybe we're older than I realize. Either that or the kids yearn for the mines. It looks like we still need your preferred difficulty. Can you change the difficulty based on a selection here? Most trainers use normal. I'd recommend for the regular experience. I'm so interested. Difficulty handbook. You can change your difficulty possibly on the fly. Surely for a challenge, use the difficulty of the normal, but what it's actually this explains all the rules. For the difficulties, if you still get blah, 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 recommend you choose normal. I'll probably just go normal for the sake of this review. Let's actually go through what different things entail. Easy, Coromon will fully restore their HP when they level up. No more backtracking. Shop items are 50% cheaper, so you can stock up on those healing items. And when one of your Coromon faints, you don't need to use a special revive item. Instead, you can feed it only a healing cake. Normal, the difficulty for the regular experience, no extra rules are applied. Hard, this difficulty is for trainers who want a challenge. If one of your Coromon faints, it will leave your squad. Ah, so they have implemented, this is something I talk about all the time. A Pokemon game or a monster catcher type game with a automated implemented system of a Nuzlocke goes so far. I'm surprised this game isn't more popular just off of this system alone. I feel like having a built-in Nuzlocke takes things to the next level and is so beautiful for gameplay. Rules of the hard difficulty, these rules also apply. You can't escape from any battle. This is insane difficulty. You may only catch one Coromon each route. So this is once again similar to the... Well, so, okay, this isn't quite the Nuzlocke because you don't have the one route clause. In addition to... Okay, so I think the insane difficulty is the Nuzlocke. I think this is just like a different, like, hardcore thing. You may only catch one Coromon in each area using the Lux lore. If it faints, you're out of luck. Though you are free to capture any perfect Coromon. Ooh, is that a shiny? So it's a shiny clause, I assume. Ooh, are we going to be shiny hunting in this game, boys? Is that the next step? That is very, 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 very cool. That is a very, very nice difficulty system that I feel like goes over a bunch of things. Which option shall I take? Custom difficulty. Oh, you can like totally change things. I will go preset and just go with normal. If I was playing off camera, I'd honestly probably go with easy just to have a more relaxed experience. But I feel like for a proper sake of review, I feel like it's important to go with normal difficulty to have an actual understanding of the curve, the level curve and stuff of the game is something that's extremely important to properly judge. And you can return to the computer at any time to change your difficulty. That's pretty interesting. We offer 2 training courses for new researchers, a regular course. So can you change back and forth between insane and normal? That would be pretty interesting. Concise, or I'm going to go the regular course. I feel like that's not something I don't need to go extensive. Every battle requires a gauntlet in order to catch Coromon safely. Several colors of gauntlets. Do I get to pick a color? That's kind of cool. Is this going to decide which starter Coromon I'm given? I feel like I go green to match the frog hat. They constantly tell you look great in this game, slowly building up gamers' self-esteem, one compliment at a time. We also get a Lux recall device that seemed like so... Oh, okay, it zaps you into oblivion. No, I think it teleports you to, I assume, the nearest PC, or teleports you to some location that is important. Head over to the Professor Nelson. Ah, that smell. Is he saying I'm stinky? The smell of a starry-eyed battle researcher, pretty much. It seems like this is where we pick our first Coromon. He's going to show us some of the hatches, some of the options. I have not seen any of these guys yet. Taruga, the fire turtle. This Coromon's very strong, loves to battle and can learn powerful moves. What is this? This is like a little Nibblegar. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna call him. A little Nibblegar. Okay, gotcha. Exactly what I was gonna say, actually. Oh, Cub Zero. That's gotta be, are you kidding me? Perfect balance between offense and defense. That's not usually a good thing, but like, oh man, I don't know if this is random at all or if these are the same every time. It is interesting. I feel like we got a fire type, a water type, and an ice type, but I don't know what, I hope like interacting with them won't pick them. High endurance will get through the most types, which this is like a tanky Coromon, it seems. Let's look into it. Shark, he's really cool though, the shark look is very, very cool close up. I think looking at them close up, honestly, might change things a little bit. It's probably worth it. Isn't holding anything. We can actually see type water. Okay. So if we head over to that section, we can see properly. Next up, Taruga. He has a really cool little voice effect. He's pretty, his little he's a pretty cute guy. Fire type. Rarity rare. Okay. Next up, Cub Zero. This is ice type. So wow, water. They just got rid of grass type, which is, I think, is a cool pick. I think it's interesting. I'm not sure the type chart in this game will work either. Let's see the moves. We have cute pose, lowering the defense opposing, and then scratch. Pretty typical for a starting mon. This is tough. Do I want to go with potential standard, Cub Zero, Nibblegar, or Taruga? I think I'm going to go with Cub Zero, and I definitely didn't just accidentally pick him off camera, but I think I do actually want to pick him anyway, so let's just go ahead and go with it. Cub Zero, a nickname for him. I may not be live right now, but I'm going to pick some people who are dedicated in my streaming community and try to name any Coromons I can after whoever I can. So, Oso is the name that I'm picking. Shout out to him. You won't get far with just one Coromon. Take this Patterbit for extra protection. Is that a held item? No. It's another Coromon. Patterbit joined your party. Oh, they get vaporized for now. I'm sorry. I didn't know they would kill them. Holy. We get a bunch of items, HP cakes, SP cakes, Lux recall, which seems to be a teleport back to a PC, which I really, really love as an item. Now you've got your Coromon. Let's give that Cub Zero something, yada, yada. I'll activate your Lux recall to take the battlegrounds. Hold on. Once again, eviscerated. Once again, the animation is really beautiful for the teleportation. Just a lot of the pixel art in this game, there was so much love put into it. A lot of like extra above and beyond effects they didn't need to do. That it would have been a sufficient game without, but they wanted to make a more than sufficient game, is what I can see. Like, look at that. The little, wow, so they're like boomerangs instead of, that's really, really cool. I see spinners. I get it now that I'm seeing the animation for the first time. They're not just little circle discs. They expand and become more like, that is really cool. That is very, very cool. Our first Coromon fight. Do you want to go for the setup move first? Do we just spam scratch? I'm going to go for cute one setup move. Our Pokemon's supposed to be well balanced. I'm going to go for this to lower his defense by 1 and then just spam scratch. He's going to do the same thing. So maybe I'm trolling. Do I outspeed, it seems? If I outspeed, then from this position, I should be able to just scratch and take him out. We do 8 HP. He goes for a slam. Doing 6 to me. We should be able to take... Is he able to be like the offensive mon, though? It's funny that I'm out-damaging him. I guess that's the tutorial fight for you. Boom, bam. There we go. Absolutely straight Taruga to the afterlife. See you later, mate. And goes back into his spinner. Another beautiful animation. The XP gained putting us almost up to level 6. It seems we gained some more of our... Is this a level up? Did we actually get there? We get to distribute stats. Interesting. And you can postpone the remaining if you so choose. I don't know whether he's physical attacking or special attacking or how that works in this game. So I almost want to hold it for the time being. Speed is probably not bad, but you don't want to overcompensate it on speed in games like this. I might even actually just postpone the remaining for the time being until I understand more about the physical special split in this game. We get a new move with Frost Chomp. Chomp the target with Icy Teeth has a 10% chance to freeze. Okay, cool, awesome. Freeze chance. You're telling me we can hack our opponents in this game? I'm going to do just fine. Before we leave, Nelson has one more thing for us. I advise you not to pass the bridge yet. This is probably a really important little tip. The Coromon past that point are generally less beginner friendly. Well, now I want to do nothing more than to pass the bridge. Larry from the R&D lab. Bro, they have R&D in this game. Could come with a gauntlet module to keep you safe. You can find it in Radiant Park. Best of luck, Patrouski. I'll be at the Coromon lab if you need me. Shine bright. Really wholesome, like cute, sweet dialogue that is not overly cheesy, in my opinion. I think it works for a Pokemon-like game like this. I think so far it's been friendly to all ages and just simply works. Look at this, the little fruits, I assume. I assume this is like some sort of health cake and SP cake type thing. The shop has a lot of flavor to it. You can head in here and see the flowers. I will say I keep left clicking on screen out of habit and bringing up the analog stick, which is just kind of a little awkward, but that's a muscle memory thing on my end, I guess. Talk to this guy. What can I do for you? I have 3,000 gold. Okay, we're actually rich boys. We've got some health cakes. Let's see what I can buy from the first shop in the game. Buy items. I want to try to have enough spinners to actually catch Coromons. I have 5 spinners to start with. Standard and then elemental, normal type Coromons. Can I buy anything from... I can't buy any... Is this buying from him? Oh, no, this is buying. Excuse me. This is buying. And then as well as... okay. How much do these cost? 200 a piece. I am down to just buy some extra ones off the bat. I'm sure I'll be using these throughout my playthrough. I'll go ahead and buy 5 more. I'm a big fan of buying more catching devices than you would usually need in a game, just in case of a shiny. I know it's a funny thing to plan for, prep around, but as a shiny hunter, it's something that I keep in mind. I've seen too many horror stories of people losing out on a shiny because they didn't prep enough Pokeballs. And once again, not to glaze too hard about the sprite work, but I feel like it's something that goes underappreciated. People put a lot of time into stuff like this. The little ripples around the lily pad placements, the cattails waving in the wind. It's easy to miss stuff like that. They didn't have to make that. It could have been static. This little bird, even just this little bird alone, sort of traveling around the city adds so much life to it. It would have been cool to maybe see a little more birds, but just that one. And like scrolling text, there's a lot of movement on my screen so far. The flags waving in the wind, the NPCs moving around a little bit, jotting back and forth, this text, this. There's also this little, what seems like to be a wild Pokeball type thing, a package over here shining, kind of drawing me over to it the more I'm looking at it. And yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I can tell that just based off of the design. I know that this is something I need to go interact with and pick up because of the shimmering. So once again, just a lot of really, really good game design things that I'm seeing. Obviously, I don't know if it will hold up. I don't know if it will last for a long period of time, but I'm sitting here wondering, how is this game not more popular? That's the one thing I just don't understand. I mean, I know it has very positive reviews. You know what? Let's challenge my assumption. Let's go check the Steam charts for this game. If you aren't aware, Steam Charts is a website where you can track the amount of players that are online or concurrently playing certain games, and this is even more tragic than I expected. This game has almost no daily players, around 200, 300 over the last 24 hours. If we scale out to 3 months or so, we can see a little spike back in October of 2024 at around 800. Let's keep zooming out. Usually there was like small updates to games like this that show this sort of player count. Even the all-time peak of Coromon was only like a little under 4,000. It's really sad because I feel like this is and that was back when the game released back in 2022. And I have to get further. I've barely tested this game, obviously, but this seems like a really good game, but it doesn't have the name Pokemon attached to it. And it's a new franchise to learn, and I think that turns a lot of people off. But I think at this current point in time, with the direction of current and traditional Pokemon. And not that it's the worst thing in the world. I think people kind of overhate on traditional Pokemon right now, but I definitely have my fair share of issues with it. I think it's a good time to try other alternatives. It's a good time to try things like Coromon and see if it fits your interest. I want to go over here. I don't know if these trainers are wildly, but I see another shimmering little box over here that I can interact with. Spinner. Okay, beautiful. HP cakes. Awesome. Just some little free items. I don't know if these are trainers that want to fight me, but no, this is the wild grass. Okay, I will say I didn't really notice. Maybe I was a little distracted. I didn't take notice that that was the wild grass, and that might have been a personal error or a visual one where it's not quite distinct enough. So we're facing down this Siltwill. I do want her to catch this if possible. I'm going to go for a scratch. I also need to heal. I'm at half HP from my previous fight, and I didn't quite heal up in time. We do crit, which kills it. I don't know if that was a damage difference or if I would have just one-shot anyway. It might have been a difference there. I love the animations from these spinners. Something I could see players complaining about, which is something that I don't want to get too controversial. I see a lot of people complain about the pace of games like this, like traditional Pokemon games. I see a lot of people complaining how slow the battles are and how slow the animations are. And usually when I see this, I can sniff out, oh, this is someone who's only played Pokemon games on emulators. They're used to the speed up function. They're not used to the traditional pace of Pokemon games or the traditional pace of monster catchers. I'd see this a lot with Pokemon MMO. And if you know anything about a multiplayer game, a permanently online game with leaderboards, etc., you would know that if someone could speed up their game in comparison to someone else, it creates a ridiculously unfair advantage, and that is almost never, ever, ever, ever allowed at any online game. So whenever I see someone, you know, say they wish they could speed up PokeMMO, it's a little funny to me, but I also understand that if a game is too slow for you, you're not really going to enjoy it. It's hard for you to enjoy it. It's hard for the human mind to adapt to that, but I think that could be a player problem. And whenever you blame the players, that's not going to make many people happy. But I think it's time for us to maybe slow down a little bit and adjust to the style of play that games want us to play at, right? When you don't like something in Elden Ring, you have to adjust to the boss. You have to adjust to the game. You can't just brute force it and kind of push through. You really have to kind of live and learn. Sorry if that's just my inner boomer, but that's kind of currently where I'm at. Let's go ahead and talk to Ed here. You see this right on the top, the cream of the crop on Coronet, the best. This is a ranking. Speaking of online leaderboards, this might be the perfect little dance. Okay, a little jig. Okay, Ed, I see you. Feeling proud. Okay, well, yeah, okay. You were feeling a little proud, and now it became a little cringe. That's when achievement becomes cringe. Oh, they're losers. Okay, so he is just cringe. Okay. I don't think you're allowed to call yourself that, okay, buddy? Okay. Let's go see, oh, okay, average PvP player. Let's go ahead and actually check out the leaderboard and see what's going on. I interacted longest 3v3 winning streak. Well, is this a PvP thing, or is it a, I don't know if it's PvP or sort of a battle tower type thing. That's interesting. Sort of like a wave-based PVM activity. But we should be healed up now. Let's continue forward. I know I've barely touched the surface of what this game has to offer, but that's usually how my first impressions go. The goal here is to analyze a lot of these systems, analyze a lot of the UI, the premium gift shop, the mechanics, the core elements that make a game, and your first impressions of that game. I usually only get to around the first gym when doing first impressions of Pokemon or creature collectors like this. Interacting with this girl says, word on the streets will be an unlimited stream of battles inside. There's only room for like 100 Coromon. How could that ever be unlimited? I don't know what that exactly entails. Interesting. Okay, we'll continue forward. Just moving on throughout the map. We see a little fisherman over here with his nice little bob. Nice day for fishing. Always is. We find our way over to the R&D lab, which is where I believe we're supposed to be heading, but I kind of got distracted. We can actually go check over on our logbook, and yes, it'll say I should find Larry at the R&D lab. So let's go ahead and find our boy Larry. You know what? This guy looks like a Larry. Larrys are usually bald. I'm sorry to the Larrys out there. Great name, honestly. Usually bald, okay? I'm going to call it how I see it, and I was correct. Larry, bald with glasses. What's up, dude? He's a good guy, though. He's a nice guy. It's okay. Who are you? I knew it. My instincts never fail me. My name is Larry, and what's up with the magical world, the Gauntlet. So this, okay, they're describing the Gauntlet. This seems to be a Battle Frontier type of mechanic. It's very interesting to introduce this to the players so early on. Or maybe not. Maybe the Gauntlet is a Pokedex type of mechanic. Besides carrying to do so much more, it's the ultimate multi-tool. The gauntlet modular design. Okay, so it seems to be more of a Pokedex thing. That makes a lot more sense. That was like the first like critique I had so far was why would you introduce a Battle Frontier type mechanic to players so soon, so early? But this makes a lot of sense. Looks cool, huh, Patrouski? Can I punch this? Keep it up, Velma. We got Larry, Velma, and Percy. This guy has a crazy haircut that I'm kind of digging. I kind of respect it. What you got, Percy? The new battle researcher is taking interest in my project? Sure, dude, why not? I started combining a spark plug together with flammable gas to create a combustion. Oh, he's gonna make things explode. Yeah, that's exactly what. Bro, don't shoot Larry. Holy shit, I thought Larry was bald, and then this guy named Regal comes in. Okay, you've officially been one-upped, Larry. I need to borrow Patrouski for a bit. There's some important matters we need to go over. So Patrouski is the one, yada yada yada. My protege. Wait, did he just say stink module? Did I read that correctly? This is why you should read all the text in a game. It's fine. I'm Regal, head of R&D. Let me explain everything in the privacy of our restricted... Ooh, we got a restricted section. We got a lab coat. Ah, they force you to wear glasses. Unfortunate. What do you got for us? Oh, that's really pretty. The tabletop sort of mountain there. We got a golden nugget. Okay. Welcome to the restricted access party. Pretty impressive. What is the floating thing in front of me? This is what our Titan Taskforce... I'm supposed to be playing a Pokemon game. We got a Titan Taskforce? What's next? Levi coming out to slay a few things? This comes from a Titan. What does it do? It's up to the Taskforce to figure that out. What? We're becoming... What? Yes, the Pokemon game where we become a scout and have to go traverse with Irwin. Okay, what the fuck? I didn't expect a Titan Taskforce to be formed. What is the storyline / lore of this game? Where is it heading? That's where you come in. You'll be equipped with the Essence Collector. Your job, assist us in gathering Titan Essences. Are these going to represent some sort of bosses in the game? Because that is an interesting way to push us, number one, in that direction, and number two, a very cool mechanic. Pokemon is a game that probably needs a lot more boss direction in it, as opposed to just like dungeons. I look at like Pokemon Fire Red, my favorite Pokemon game of all time with a ton of nostalgia for it, but just a giant dungeon to then go fight Giovanni is kind of a little funny. I think it worked out for the most part, but I think in modern era games, it makes more sense to have some sort of giant, wild Pokemon boss. I think we don't see that nearly enough in Pokemon games. To be fair, we probably have with more like raids and stuff like that recently and things, but I don't really play the modern games as much, so maybe I'm just missing out on that. Essence Collector has been achieved. I love this beautiful little tabletop map. I mean, you can tell this bro is definitely a dungeon master. I don't mean that in a slight. It's a full-time job and it's a lot of work. It's probably put him in, you know, all the stress from being a DM is probably what's done this to his hairline. It seems like we need to travel to Hayville. Hayville lies just beyond Radiant Park. Cross the water to Donar Island. I will contact you on the phone. Okay, we just have cell phones. Pog. Let's check our logbook to see if it's been updated that we need to head over to Hayville. I'm now a researcher. Oh, cool. I'm officially a researcher. I should visit the Blacksmith. We have blacksmiths in this game? That's pretty cool. Over at Hayville. Okay, let's head over to Hayville. They did say stink module earlier. With the stink module, just one zap and boom, all the Coromon go scampering off the unknown just with the first. So is stink, is this the way we scare away wild Pokemon? Stink module installed. Dude. Give it a go. Hold your nose. Okay. I'm not excited for this. Stink? Do I have to bind it? I don't know how exactly. Just press F. Okay. Excellent. Notice the blinking effect on the grass. That means you're free to wander through the bush. We have to charge it anyway. And in 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Pre-played. Ready to be used again. Useful, isn't it? It's okay. It's kind of an interesting, repeatable repel. I don't like that we'll have to really utilize the stink module throughout a playthrough, but it actually seems like a pretty important piece of gear. Let's go grab another shimmering little chest over here. 500 gold. We'll take that all day. Now, I haven't seen anything so far. I would love to see some sort of hidden pathway or hidden pattern somewhere in the early game. In JRPG games like this, it's really just the perfect kind of game to have a sort of hidden pathway with a little chest like that at the end of it that offers just a small little reward. And what that does is it encourages players to constantly seek out and like actually check every little nook and cranny. It really encourages players from the beginning of the game to travel around and check every pixel. So we do get the 10% chance freeze, as I talked about earlier. if there's hacking in this game, it's gonna do me good. And we freeze on our first ever attack, of course. Now, he is frozen and at 2 HP. I can't imagine a better situation to go ahead and try to catch our first Coromon with a spinner. Let's go for it. I don't think I own a Silkquill yet. The little animation, the item they picked for this. Ooh, the spinning on the checks. The item they picked for this couldn't be more perfect, in my opinion. Around the side, I do want to check his summary. Let's see his, like, nature and stuff. We can see if we have, like, extra stats on these Pokemon. Can we check the EVs and IVs? Is that something we can see? Not holding a thing. We see an ability. I will say there's so many different menus just for, like having an entire menu just for his ability is kind of a lot, I will say. Potential color. Oh, is this skins or shiny versions? That would be really cool if we can see. This is a skin. Okay. I would love to see, like, if they showed what shinies or perfects of them looked like in the game. That'd be super, super interesting. We do have the catch date, the level, the spinner used, the location, all good information. I would have loved to see IVs or EVs implemented in the game. That's the only thing. Maybe you just need stats. Maybe you don't need these hidden stats, but I don't know. I think maybe they just wanted to mainstream. Maybe that's what the, you know, putting the stats. Oh, yeah, we'll keep him, of course. Maybe that's what putting the stats into the kind of stats that when we leveled up, it gave us the option to put numbers into stats. We chose not to. That's probably their system of EVs, would be my guess. Is this going to be our first wild trainer that forces us to fight? It doesn't seem like it. If we interact with him, will he fight us? Greetings, traveler. Be careful. Yada yada. Oh, he just gives us cakes. Oh, he rewards us for talking to him. Okay. Once again, I mean, to be fair, this is probably the most small and repeatable system in Pokemon is if you talk to NPCs, do you get rewarded? Is this a little chest to open? Please tell me it is. That's sick. Oh, that is a cool little... This is almost what... I would like to see a secret path. Maybe I'm just missing a secret path, but we're pretty close. We're doing everything except for that secret path, and this is a sick Coromon, a little fire bull. I'll take it. They're not the most amazingly... I don't know. I saw a few reviews on this game saying that they weren't that inspired or unique. I think that they're cool enough. They're not the most memorable yet, but you have to build those connections. I don't really feel like that when I play, you know, any Pokemon game for the first time. I really have to spend time with them. So I'm assuming Frost Chomp is going to be not very effective since I see fire on this thing, but let's check. Let's see what happens. I'm not totally... Let's see if we can learn the type chart a little bit. We go for a Frost Chomp. Let's tell if it says not very effective. Okay, so ice is not very effective against fire. That makes sense. I definitely want to catch this guy if possible. I'm going to go ahead and just try to spinner him at this HP. He's very low level, level 5, and at 7 out of 18 HP. Let's see how difficult these catch rates are. This should probably be pretty solid. This seems like a catch. Okay, easy peasy. I probably should just throw a spinner at a full HP Coromon as well to give us a better picture, better idea of what the catch rates look like. Level 5, let's see. Trait enhancements, tailspin, cute pose. When its HP drops below 25%, the Coromon makes a comeback, increasing its attack ability. This is a cool ability. I think it's a pretty, like, adjacent to Pokemon maybe, but a very cool and unique ability still. They managed to make something creative and unique to them while still being intuitive. And that's the problem with any creature collectors, that you almost always live in the shadow of Pokemon, which is really unfortunate. And it kind of sucks that we even describe all creature collectors. I was like, oh yeah, a Pokemon clone or a Pokemon game. I would love to see this genre escape that trope, but it's a trope that I still engage in, right? So I'm not trying to, you know, not of like, oh, you know, you guys are so bad and you should do better. No, it's like, no, we should all do better. I should do better, right? Sort of thing. It's kind of, it reminds me of how when Terraria released back in 2011 or so, I started playing that game like day 2 of release. Everyone called it 2D Minecraft. If you played it back then, you know this, you know, 2D Minecraft. But this is a level 2. We're gonna try to catch this. Complete the Coromon Dex. Why not? But very quickly, like quicker than I've ever seen any game, Terraria eventually developed its own reputation. And then now I think we couldn't catch it. Okay, interesting. So the catchers are probably a little tough. If level 2 full HP, you probably really want to damage them a little bit. This might kill him a little. The crit will definitely kill him probably. Okay, we're fine. But Terraria went from being known as a 2D Minecraft to, oh, this is its own game. This game deserves the respect of being called, this is just Terraria. It's not 2D Minecraft, this is just Terraria. And now there are plenty of other games that get referred to as a Terraria type game. It kind of developed its own space because it was so unbelievably groundbreaking and unique. And I think I just want to see something like that in the monster catcher space. I think the closest thing we've had so far is honestly Pal World. Fantastic, amazing game. Obviously some controversies here and there, but it seems to be prevailing through a lot of those. At least hopefully that age is okay in the future. I think Pal World is the first time we've seen a real game compete, a real monster catcher compete with Pokemon. He does have thick skin, making him immune to crits, which is something we can see in Pokemon as well with like shell armor. There's some ability that gives you that exact thing, so nothing super exciting there, but also what ain't broke, don't fix it. It makes sense. No nicknames for me, don't worry. Actually, I probably should be nicknaming, but I kind of forget. I'm not used to normally nicknaming, so you're the main guy here. We now have 5 Pokemon in our party, which is pretty darn cool in my opinion. There's flashing the little milestone thing, so I wonder if we release a Coromon, wait, I get it now. These are daily quests. Use 3 of different skill types in a battle, use a skill flash. I don't know what that's going to entail. Oh, so we straight up do have, not only do you get a daily bonus, but you also get like daily quests. This one is 30 gems. We should definitely try to catch a Coromon and release it. That's very, very, very cool. I do need to get to the city to heal here kind of soon. There's also a clock up in the top right. That's the same things, the same like limited time milestones. Did I just not stink this because I was standing too far? Okay, now it worked. Okay. I like the little dark animation on the grass to show it. Another chest we can go pick up. That one's right out in the open. Trying to make our way over to... I think we might be close to Hayville, fellas. Something is telling me we might be close. Okay, we have a chest over here, but no way to get to it. Is there some sort of hidden secret path, or is this just I need to interact with or unlock some sort of cut ability to be able to hop over to it? You can sort of navigate in between these trees. I'm trying to figure out if there is some sort of secret path. I feel like that would be perfect for a game like this. Once again, most JRPGs, I think it's kind of the perfect system. I don't know if I'm going to have anything here. Have any path? Yeah, nothing really far enough to go. Let's make... Oh, look at the pumpkins. The pumpkins in the little hayfields are super cute. Something tells me this might be Hayville. I probably should talk to that... Ooh, little Beedrill type meme. Let's go talk to this NPC first. I feel like... Placed right in front of the city. Help me complete some milestones. Ooh, so you have the option of battling her. What's my party? My party's pretty low HP. I could use some items. HP cakes. It's also better to use these early rather than later, while they're still like super useful in that early game. Let's go ahead and use one. Let's go ahead and do our first wild trainer battle. The versus screen is pretty nice as well. Cute. She has her own Sild Quill like we caught earlier. I know that I can go ahead and frost chomp this and get extra super effective damage off, I believe. And obviously we'll freeze it as well. We'll hit the double. Are you kidding me? That's what we call on this channel Patrouski luck. So if you don't know, Patrouski luck is I only ever get extremely lucky or extremely unlucky. There is no in between. Welcome to Patrouski luck. I wonder if I have some sort of ability that increase, like I have like Serene Grace that like increases my my chance to freeze. I have no idea. It is cute that these setup moves don't actually use any of the SP. As you can see there, I don't know if your SP heals after the fight or how that works. That's kind of interesting. I'll have to try to keep an eye on that here. But having to utilize some of the defense lowering things to preserve your SP would be an interesting strategy in certain longer fights. This guy had a fruit, a little bit of a citrus berry action going on there to heal himself up. A Juba fruit, kind of cool to see. He's slamming me a little. I'm scratching him back. We should be totally fine here. Let's go ahead and take him out. I am faster. I don't know if we were speed tied there at certain times, but there we go. We take him out. Our first trainer defeated. More XP gained. How much gold do we get? I do need to put stats into my Coromon at some point and figure out how to exactly do that. I don't know if it's just auto doing it. I did postpone it, but I don't know what's happening now. Oh, the Silkle thawed out after the battle. That's kind of funny. Can I actually go into this and summary? Let's see if I can. Can I put stats into him? Do I have stats to put into him? I can like scroll through. That's kind of cool. I don't know if I actually... Oh, here we go. It says over here. Post tournament. So I actually do have 3 points I can put into him. Can I see? Oh, base. Okay, you can see base stats. Okay. Beautiful. This is what I wanted. Okay. So he is more of a physical attacking mod. 131 base. This is insane stats. I mean, obviously, for Pokemon, 131 base attack versus 98 special attack. So he is mostly, pretty even Pokemon, but mostly a physical attacker. I'm going to put some, since he is pretty even, I think putting things into speed is going to be pretty important so that I can make sure I outspeed everything. Most things, you don't want to overcommit to speed. Oh, that's a lot of points. Wow. Okay. Oh, no, it's just +1 to... Okay, I see. I don't want to overcommit to speed, I don't think. Maybe do like 1 or 2. Let's do 2 for now and then do 1 and 2 attack. Speed and damage, the best way to take on Pokemon games, of course. Next up, we have the B character. Buzzy is his name. Ah, yes. But look for him. Oh, do we have a trade? Oh, I kind of do want to do this trade. Is that messed up? I really like Mino. He's really cute. Should I go catch an extra Mino so that I can trade? Yes, let's do that. I really like my Mino. I don't want to get rid of him. Let's go try to catch ourselves. We were stalling for content. Let's go catch ourselves an extra Mino so we can trade it in for the Buzzy because the Buzzy is also extremely cool. First encounter, we get a Mino. It was just absolutely meant to be. I should be able to scratch this guy. Hopefully, probably get him low enough to go ahead and just catch him. Yeah. Ooh, okay. We did crit. Thankfully, didn't kill. Milestone achieved. What was the milestone? He crits me back. That's okay. We go over to our items. Use our spinner. This should definitely be a catch. Beautiful. Oh, no, it didn't catch. Okay, Mino, fight for your life out here. I respect it. There we go. With 2 spinners, usually went ahead and got him. Hard-headed. Check out his summary page. Yes, we can see if we want to release him afterwards / you turn him in. Hard-headed, because of its hard-headed, suffers. So there are 2 different abilities that we've seen on Minos so far, which is interesting. All right. Type, just fire type. Rarity, uncommon. Perfect. I wonder if there are any rare mons on the early routes. That'd be kind of interesting. Now, which one should we turn in to get Buzzy becomes our next question. I'll have the golden spinner here. Well, I was running back to go trade for Buzzy, but here's something we haven't seen before. Swarmy. I'm a little worried a scratch will just kill him, but I'm gonna risk it. I'm hoping he lives so I can try to catch him. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. A crit would have done him in. I like a little metal worm type beat. Items. Let's try to catch this little fella. We have 5. I'm glad I bought extra spinners now. He's level 3, 2 HP. I feel like that's got to be an easy catch. Yup, there he is. Let's check out his summary page. Let's see what he's got going on. We can go over, see raids. That's so good. See the Coromon doesn't mind special attacks, reducing damage from all special attacks by 25%. I'm assuming his stats reflect. That is a crazy ability. I'm assuming his stats kind of reflect that. Like it's okay that he has that effect. Because his special defense is low, or his defense is low, something like that. I want to look more into him and see what I want to keep him for sure. So we can either replace a squad member or put him in Coromon storage. Let's try to replace. Let's get rid of our Armado. He's not. I think I'd rather have the worm, and I want to just look into him and see what he's going to. Get a lot of milestone achieved, and I'm not really looking into what I actually get from that / what that means. You also do get XP confirmed from catching the mons, similar to newer games. That's one of the honestly better changes from newer games is actually getting XP from catching Pokemon. Is a pretty cool change in my opinion, rewarding you from doing that as opposed to just brainlessly grinding. But I want to see this thing's base stats, and I want to look more into Pokemon base stats in general. Now, now I'm kind of forgetting, how did I actually do that previously? So we can head over to our database, which seems to be like our Pokedex. I'm assuming this gives us the ability to check. So there's potent versions of all of these Coromons, as well as perfect. Potent, there's standard, potent, imperfect. So different variants of these is pretty interesting. But what I want to see is the base stats. Okay, there does seem to be EVs though. So if I actually hold look over the stats and I left click, look at that. You can see 1 HP, 1 attack, 1. I think this is the EVs. I could be wrong. I'm assuming that is. I don't know what these blue stats are, but I'm assuming it's something to do with the EVs, aka the effort values, which are stats that you gain by fighting specific different types or specific Coromons or Pokemon or whatever. You want to specifically, train. If you wanted, for example, to get like maximum speed, you would go fight something like a Pidgey, like something fast or whatever in Coromon. I'm not sure what the equivalent would be, but you would fight a specific type of Coromon to get a specific stat to specifically train a Coromon in a specific way. Since I couldn't find a way to check Swarmy's base stats in-game, which might just be human error or a weird UI thing where it's not quite clear enough, I did just go ahead and Google them. So these are Swarmy's base stats, and as you can see, they're kind of weird. 100 speed, so it's like a fast utility Pokemon. The special defense is very low, like I kind of expected, at 40, and the defense is also seemingly not great. The HP is sort of best thing. It seems like a utility sort of setup Pokemon for the rest of your team, which I think is really interesting. It probably won't be good in the storyline, but maybe it has a place in low tier or certain parts of PvP. I'm not sure if this game has enough players to really develop a PvP metagame. That is one of the real downsides of Pokemon-like games or monster catchers or creature collectors in general, is you need a pretty large player base to actually develop a PvP metagame, to have people who are dedicated enough to properly want to balance things, and to just have enough data, to have enough games be played to know how to balance things. It's really, really, really difficult to have that, and most games aren't able to. But let's go ahead and trade over one of our Minos to get Buzzy, because that's pretty cool. Buzzy is going to have the Mino pop up over here as the sprite. That would be a cool little thing, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I will take care of your Buzzy. Oh, he just dashes off. Okay. Interesting. Let's check out our Buzzy. Level 8. I wonder if he matches the highest level of Coromon on our party already. That would be kind of interesting. Venomous Bees is a move. Okay, bug type, poison type, it seems. This Coromon has an inner fire burning so hot that it cannot be frozen. That's a cool passive. That is a very cool passive. Makes a lot of sense. I like Buzzy. We're Buzzy boys. Okay, let's try to we're stalling. Let's try to make our way over to the first quote-unquote gym in this game. The little healing center in this town is very different from previous ones, which is really cool. It seems to be more of a, am I able to heal here? Yeah, that's really interesting. How like every single town has a different stylized PC as opposed to all of them looking the same. It's a little less optimal for instant recognition of like what is actually the healing center, but I think the little green plus symbol does plenty good enough. So I actually really like that change, adding to a different environment and like kind of actually theming the towns around the towns themselves, as opposed to just having everything look so similar. Is this guy having trouble? Let's go check in on him. How can I interact with this gate? Can I get in here? How do I help this poor fellow who's fighting, standing off with this Buzzy? I rush around here. Let's try it. Let's see if we can Okay, it seems like we can go. This is a rescue type mission. Once again, very clearly presented to us because of the sprite working, because of the graphics. Things being clear like that in games is kind of underratedly important. Let's go ahead and go for a frost. I don't know if this thing is fire bug or poison or what it is. We're gonna go for a frost chomp and see how much damage we can do against it. We do a fair amount. It seems decently neutral, so we're gonna keep going for that to give us that freeze chance as well. The AI does seem to attack randomly. There does not seem to be a smart AI in this game, because he did use a neutral attacking move on the first turn, and then on the second turn, he used a not very effective move, Venomous Bees. Maybe there's something, that animation's also so cute. Maybe there's something where they like stick the stingers into you. Maybe there's something he's trying to do that I'm not noticing, but that seemed definitely like an AI problem, where that fight should have been a little bit harder. So it said that this guy awakened some of its potential. So it seems like every so many levels, I don't know exactly how that works, but every so many levels, we do unlock the ability to specifically distribute stat points, which is pretty interesting. I think Buzzy was faster than us there, so I'm going to put some more into speed and a little bit more into attack as well. Grows to level 9. Pretty nice. And now we can save this guy. Oh, this is the guy we were looking for. Okay, perfect. So a very clear visual thing, drawing us over to this location, bringing us to literally the person we were looking for in this town, Perrin. Thanks for helping me out. A little bit of extra spelling things to add to the style of his character. That's kind of cute. He's from Hayville, obviously a farmer. And he is the blacksmith, the one and only that we've been looking for. He then takes us over to his blacksmithing shop. It looks like from the shop you must be quite busy. I sure am. I've been making spinners almost day and night once again, for the last few weeks. I'm one of the few people working for Luxolis that are skilled enough to make spinners. So I've been working hard. Is he Scottish? Is that supposed to be I'm quite familiar with Luxolis technologies, so it shouldn't take long to install a module. Thanks. Here's my gauntlet, and here's the module. Give him the gauntlet. Removed essence collector. Thank you. In the meanwhile, you can use this spare gauntlet. Interesting, they switch it up here. Okay. While I'm working on this gauntlet, go visit the library. Okay, so they've taken away a tool of ours so that we're forced to go do this part of the storyline. Okay, makes sense and is pretty typical. He even has a little animation and sound effect of him smithing. That's beautiful. This game just screams labor of love to me. I'm not seeing a Pokemon clone that they wanted to just cash in on here, which is more often than not. You would be surprised how many games I play that are like that. Coromon is not one of them. Whenever I quote stats like how 60% of gamers stop playing a game in the first hour, this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Only 61% of people who own Coromon actually picked their starter. And that takes far less than an hour. That was about the 20-minute mark, if that. That might have been the first 10 minutes, boys. And I'm not trying to guilt shame. I'm part of the problem. Don't worry. There are plenty of Steam games in my library that I've launched and played for about 5 minutes or so and said, you know what? I'll get to that next year or in the next 3 months or whenever it may be. You know, I'm part of some of those statistics, okay? But I just think it's an important thing to keep in mind during all of our gameplay experiences. Another little hidden chest, quote unquote hidden chest over here. We get stinky scent from it. Okay, well now I wish I didn't pick it up. Let's head up this way into the library and see what we can find. A teacher with a book on his head. This draws me over to it. Only the smartest people in town are allowed to wear this awesome hat. Is this a mini game where I'm able to unlock it? I am so down. I probably should have healed my Coromons first. A battle in the library? No, a battle of knowledge. I can't wait to lose 20 times until I eventually get the hat. Coromon of different potential differ in appearance only. I'm gonna guess false. Potential, I'm assuming, is a stat-based thing. Indeed, they differ in the amount of bonus stats they awaken as well. I don't know any of this. I'm totally guessing based off of intuition. How many types are there? I don't know. I'm gonna guess 13. I have no idea. Correct. Okay. 7 Coromon types and 6 additional skill types. How many Coromon species are currently known to exist in Velva? 151 is the bait. 898 seems way too high. I'm gonna go 124. That's right! Okay, that was once again an educated guess. How many potential value variations are there? Potential value variations? I don't even know what this question means. I could Google it and cheat, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and just take a guess. I'm probably going to be wrong here. Value variations. I don't understand what this means. I almost want to pick 21 because it's so different from other ones. It's like, wow, that's so impressive. I'm going to go for it. I did not think that was right. That was a total guess. Total guess. A trainer challenges you to a battle. You accept? That's right. Okay, that feels a little... The following is a trainer rule of Velva. A trainer may carry only 5 Coromon at a time. False. It's 6. Correct. Cut is very effective against... Cut? The normal type? Oh, I have no idea. I'm gonna guess it's like air type in this game and that it extinguishes fire. So close. Read some more books and retry. Let's keep going. Let's save scum. Oh, he does seem to just carry off from a specific chapter or section. Okay, that's kind of cool. Air is very... Okay, so they even changed. They make the questions easier. Air is super effective against... It wasn't fire. Wait, is it a different question? Or is cut air... Like, I was correct on that. What is air super effective against? There's no way it's electric, right? Normal, maybe? Ah, gotta read more, boys. So it seems like the questions change order and are more random every time. Okay. That's it. Okay, so this is a lot harder to brute force than I expected. Damage does always from other attacks. Nope, I'm assuming it's attack or a special attack. Yep. How many potential value variations are there? I got this one wrong last... No, 21 was correct. Okay. We're in this, boys. There are types which can only be found on skills. I think this is correct. They said there was an additional... I only knew that from a previous question. The speed stat determines critical chance. This is the way it worked in Gen 1 of Pokemon. I don't know if this is how it works in this game. I'm going to say false. Okay. Whew. Because that was a broken mechanic in Gen 1. Coromon of different potential differ in appearance only. This is false. We know this one. We've done this already. How many types are there? We did this earlier. 13. How many Coromon species are known to exist? We did this earlier. 124. Okay, we're cooking. Fire is effective against ice would be my guess. Correct? Okay. The following is a trainer rule of Velva. Trainer may not catch Coromon owned by another trainer. Yeah, for sure, right? Okay. Whew. A trainer owned by you, except... Come on. Magic. Magic? I'm gonna guess foul or ghost. Is foul a type? No! Poison is very effective against, question mark. I'm gonna guess normal. That would kind of make sense. That's kind of cool. I like that change of the type. Wait, I think I did it. What is this? You bested me? Okay, we brute force it. Smiley face. We brute force it enough. Yes! We are officially above 10 IQ, fellas. Lazy gem, 20% XP on the holder. We get XP share from this? Oh, that's sick. That's a cool... Wait, he's bald. Okay, maybe we give the hat back to him, boys. That's not worth it. I'm probably going to be keeping the frog hat anyway, so now I just feel bad. Now that poor guy has to walk around bald. That's absolutely unfair and brutal. But we did get the lazy gem. Why is it called lazy? That's a crazy item name. So this is XP share. That's pretty interesting. What do I want to gain some of the XP? Maybe the Mino? I don't know what the patter bit... I haven't really looked into that mon. That was given us to for free as well. I'm going to give it to the Mino. Maybe the Buzzy. Let's look more into this mon. But it looks like we can say mon to just mean Coromon. It's like a spider type fella. That's what it seems like. Feelers. I don't love that. I'm going to be honest. Find the weak spot of your opponent. The next attack does 2.5 times damage. That is a very cool... That's an interesting move, though. I do like that for strategy purposes. That is very, very cool. Another little box over here. They're really generous about the boxes you can actually pick up if you spend the time to do so. That's pretty cool. Like, it's really easy to have not seen this. We also get a different type of spinner. Let's see what that helps us catch. It would have been really, really, really easy to miss this. Effective when used at the start. Oh, it's like a quick ball. Okay, awesome. That's cool. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for in the library, but something tells me it might be a turbo nerd like this guy. Marin. Yep, this is, that's a Marin for sure. And he lacked social skills. He didn't know that I was trying to talk to him. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. He mocks me for reading all of these books, says I should contribute to the town. Okay, well, maybe we understand why he's like this. That's a little rough, bro. Let the bro read. Ah, a fellow book lover. And I wouldn't go that far. I read video game wiki guides often. Does that count? So from him, we get a few handbooks, the Coromon Trainer Handbook, some other things. I don't know if they're super relevant, but it's probably just something they have to give to players just in case they get stuck. Need a little bit of a FAQ. I went back to heal my Pokemon, and I also got a quest from the heal center where she's like, hey, there's a bunch of those Beezles terrorizing the town. Could you take care of 6 of them or so for me? And yeah, but she'll also heal your... That's really cool. It's interesting to give side quests to the healing centers because you can't miss them. Now, I think the best side quests are the ones that you can miss. I think it's a very important thing in games, but it's not a bad thing by any means to have ones, like the first one, for example, you can't miss, kind of introducing you to those side quests. So apparently we're supposed to like battle these things, I think. Take care of them, and we have to battle 6 of them and clear the town. I'm assuming he is considered a wild Coromon, so I do want to try to catch him if possible, since he's like gold like this. He looks very, very cool. Ooh, I did get poison from hitting him with a I assume touching type or contact attack. So he probably has some sort of ability like Poison Point, where if you know, make contact with him enough with contact moves, you do get poison. So that was kind of interesting to discover. I'm gonna go over and try to catch him. We're gonna see how this goes. Oh, he is technically owned by a trainer. So I wonder if that's implication that this is some sort of Team Rocket type, like some sort of enemy team, evil villains that are trying to attack the town with these Beezles. They're not wild Beezles, or it's just wild Beezles, and this is their way of sort of just not letting you catch these like powered up wild Beezles. I'm not sure yet. Ooh, we unlock static fur. The user makes its body static for the next 5 rounds. Attackers make contact with the... So, okay, so we have, okay, static body as sort of a ability as well. I don't know what Mon got that or how that worked, but more milestones achieved. We should check our milestone page here. That was a pretty easy fight though for some really insane rewards. That's 1 out of 6. We are logging that. Let's go check our milestones. Can we collect the rewards? How does this work? Milestones. Oh, we have a ton of stuff. Win 5 battles. I don't know what this currency is. Win 10 battles. I have no idea what this currency / shields do. We'll have to discover. I see a rewards page. Can we claim all? Is there a claim all button? They want you to go and claim through all of them. Claim. Boom. Okay. Oh, it scrolls down for you. That's a nice little feature. Catch a bunch of Coromons. So it didn't scroll, so I'm assuming that means I'm done for now. I do need to release a Coromon. That's important for me. And then rewards, we can see. Oh, we have a little chain. Okay, okay, we got a Coromon battle pass. I mean, but it's a free. You don't have to pay for it. That's the benefit. HP cakes, gold. What is this? SP cakes, and some stinky scent. I'll take it, man. I see there's also like repels. So we went over to the library and finished that part of the quest. I think now we need to head over back to the blacksmith and look at, I don't think we've seen the outside area yet. This little smelting center over here, the fire pit on top to let smoke escape, as well as the fire animation and the rounded edges over here. This is really, really beautiful to me. Probably my favorite building design that we've seen so far, but it's pretty close. Let's go talk over to the bully who's been picking on Marin for simply... I bet they're brothers. I just realized it's Marin and Perrin. So I bet that they're brothers and he kind of picks on them. So I guess, okay, maybe. We get our push module installed. What does the push module do? You can upgrade your number of modules. Gives you the strength of the blacksmith. You'll be able to push anything out of your way. Okay, so like I talked about, the cut ability to be able to go pick up that golden chest we saw flashed at us earlier. That is a typical video game mechanic of showing you something that you'll unlock the ability to achieve later on, and then encouraging you to backtrack to go get it. So I went ahead and backtracked over to this area. It's pretty close. I'm assuming we need to push this log, would be my guess. Ah, and it just rolls. That's really cool. Okay, beautiful. So now we can go pick this up, which I don't think will give us anything like crucial for the storyline. I bet it's just like a cute little reward. And then I'm assuming there's something past Hayville that we need to push for to actually continue the storyline. I wonder if I can interact with this beehive, if it does anything. Can I, not seeing anything, can I push it? Will that mess it up? No, okay, it's kind of just chilling for decor. Well, I was about to check my quest log to see what was next, but I kind of just wandered into a house. What delivery? I thought you were someone else for a moment. Sorry about that. The name is Noah. I'm working on a teleporter that'll connect Hayville. It really seems like every house has a purpose, has NPCs you can talk to that interact with the storyline or campaign in some way, that have side quests. I talked to that one guy. I got, you know, the XP share for further exploring the library in a way that I didn't have to. Everything is so fleshed out. Oh, he's got a little basement area. Okay, pretty high tech for a place called Hayville. What you got going on down here, Noah? Am I supposed to step on this and get teleported? Is this a Half-Life moment where I'm going to get, like, separated and kind of almost die? Ah, it's missing the parts. If only I had those parts. Okay, is that going to be a quest? I bet that added something to our quest log. Broken teleporter. Noah's package got lost. I should ask the shit. Yup. So we discovered another side quest by just entering a building while looking for what to do next. I wonder if these titans are kind of like the gyms in this game, and the first titan will be at Donar Island. This is Beazle number 2 to fight really quickly. We can get that taken care of. So because of the lazy gem, our Mino did actually get enough XP to awaken some of its potential. So now we get to put stats on this one. And I think this is where we can see its base stats. So I don't know if you can only see the Mon's base stats if you have this sort of page up and how to get this up otherwise. Whoa, this thing is fast. I didn't expect this thing to be so fast. Interesting. So it's not going to need any speed investment. This is most likely just, I just full invest into attack and hope to do enough damage alongside the speed to one-shot everything. That is 2 Beazles taken care of. Now, this NPC, Judas, seems to be introducing us to berry farming. Just plant a fruit whenever you see an empty pot, and in return you can harvest fully grown plants whenever you see one. The best thing is you don't have to water the plant, the pot does the work for you. The future is here. Do I have any seeds? I don't have any fruits to plant. Okay, but that's cool. Okay, so you can actually, there's some berry planting in this. A feature that is often not even included in Pokemon-like projects or creature collectors. It's not a mandated feature. You could have just skipped that, but they wanted to add that in. This is really cute lore for the town. The town is still up and coming, so there's no Coromon storage or shop for trainers yet. I kind of like that as a little touch. I like that towns have different positives and negatives to them. Also, he talks about the teleporter and how, like, once his teleporter is online, we can travel there instantly, adding more connection to the storyline, making it not only important for your own adventure to get the teleporter online, but important for this cute little town to have a line of trade and actually be able to traverse and get to the grocery store, for example, at a quicker pace. I'm at a weird spot right now with Coromon. This is already well past the point where I would have stopped playing for most first impressions that I do, but I keep finding more beautiful and interesting things to talk about, and I just want to keep playing, as well as I can't stop wondering why is this game so dead? Why does it have so few players? And it usually comes down to two factors. Number one, either the end game is really bad, slow, or not fleshed out, or number two, it's simply a product of not being attached to the Pokemon IP, which I really hope that's not the case, because that would be really, really disappointing to me. And the only way that we can fix that as players is by playing more of these other creature collectors that aren't just Pokemon. If we want Pokemon to improve and listen to our feedback, they need competitors, real games made by real people who actually want to make a beautiful product and compete with the mainstream one that has been in the absolute public eye for the last 20 years or so. It's honestly weird that Pokemon is pretty much the only main popular monster catching creature collector game that exists. Most other genres, something else has come along to compete. I personally would really like to see Pokemon get more competition, and I think Coromon should be that competition. So it's always on us to vote with your time and play the games that you do genuinely enjoy. If you genuinely enjoy Pokemon more than Coromon, then I don't want you to play this game. I want you to play games that you actually enjoy and actually want to spend your time on. But I know that for me personally, I'll be spending more time playing Coromon because I think this game is fantastic and I can see a lot of beauty behind the developer's vision. And I want to see more projects like this in the future that aren't just trying to cash in on people's nostalgia and trying to bait them over to a premium cash shop. This concludes my first impressions of Coromon. I know I didn't even get to the Titans or get past Hayville, but I feel like I understand everything that I feel like you need to understand for a first impressions of a game. This is not a full-on review, this is just a first impressions, and also everything I've shared here today is just my opinion. You can completely, fully disagree with me, just do it politely in the comments, please. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to this point, thank you for your time. I really hope it was an asset to your day and was enjoyable. Like the video if it was, that is the easiest way to let me know. Dislike it if it wasn't. Subscribe to the channel for Pokemon MMO content, usually PokeMMO every single day, but I do like exploring games like this every so often, and it lets me know that you guys are actually open to seeing content like this on the channel. I also stream Pokemon MMOs, usually PokeMMO, Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET on Twitch and on YouTube if you're interested in that sort of content. I do a lot of streaming. Discord is down below for anyone looking to get into PokeMMO. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations are the best way to do so. But I hope you've enjoyed yourself, and I hope you have an absolutely lovely day, and I hope you all pick up Coromon for $5 on a good sale on Steam, or hell, pick it up for the full price. This game is worth $20. I'm sick of coin flipping $60 on modern day AAA games that just absolutely flop. This is well beyond worth $20. Thank you all for watching again. Have a good one. Peace, Reno. Hey, thank you so very much for watching until the very end of the video. That means the world to me. And if your name is listed here, you're the reason I'm able to do this in the first place by going above and beyond and supporting the channel via YouTube memberships and Twitch Primes. Thank you so much. Have a great day.